Hello vinyl community, this is Randy, back today with another video. Today's going to be a time-tested record. Today's time-tested record, Golden Earring. Golden Earring Live. This is a fantastic live album by Golden Earring, a Dutch band. I saw a video just a couple days ago by Fit to be Tie-Dyed, and he's a big Golden Earring fan. He mentioned they had heard the news that I guess the main guitarist for the band, who I think is this guy, was diagnosed with ALS, I guess a very serious illness, and the band officially announced that they're retiring. They're not going to be touring anymore, I guess, or playing anymore. So very shocking news, very sad news. Golden Earring is a great band, like I say, from Holland. They've been around since 1962. So they are a band that basically has been around as long as the Rolling Stones have been around, and with I think the same members, except that I believe the singer Barry Hay was not an original member in '62. They started out with a different name in '62, which I forgot what that was, but they changed it in '63, '64, somewhere along in there, to Golden Earring, and I got this record. This is their very first album from 1965, called Just Earrings. Let's see what they look like there. The Golden Earrings is what they're called at that point. I've really only played this a couple of times. It is, this is just an insert that came with it that has these Dutch vinyl masters. Oh, I thought that was a cool advertisement. It sounds like a beat group. It sounds like it could be a Lost Beatles album or a Hollies album. So it sounds really good, but yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's on this blue vinyl. This is a Music on Vinyl reissue from 2012, I believe, was when this one came out. So yeah, like I say, 1965, so they were a lot different then. And then between 65 and 69, they became much more of a psychedelic band. They released an album called 8 Miles High. I was only on Discogs, I saw this. I've never seen this album. One called 8 Miles High. The second side of it is an 18-minute long version of the Byrds' 8 Miles High, so I'd like to hear that. I first heard them in 1973 when they had a hit song with Radar Love, which is a fantastic song. Came from this album, Moontan, and this is a fantastic album. It's a classic album. There's only 5 songs on here. Radar Love, Candy's Going Bad, and Vanilla Queen. All 3 of those are on the live album. And then side 2 is taken up with 2 long songs, Big Tree Blue Sea and Are You Receiving Me? A couple fantastic jam-type songs that I wish those were on the live album. I'd like to hear the live versions of those. Here's what that record looked like. Track Records. I think just earlier in 1977, before they released the live album, they had some other albums between Moontan and the live album. Mad Love is one of them. There were some others too in between there, which I don't have. This one I actually just got within the past year or so. It's a good record. I really haven't listened to it too much. It sounds good. It has some good songs from the live album though. Fightin' Windmills, which is what we're hearing right now. It's probably too low for you to hear it. And Con Man is on here along with Mad Love's Coming. So yeah, this is a good album, but yeah, it haven't listened to it too much. It did come with the lyric sheet. MCA Records, Rainbow label. Yeah, so in '77 they released that live album. I got that. I was really a big fan after that. So their next album came out in '77, and that was called Grab It for a Second. I saw them on tour for this album. It was a good show. They opened up for Aerosmith, and they got to play about 45 minutes or so. My only disappointment about it was they almost played exclusively this album. They did play Radar Love and Candy's Going Bad. I think those were just about the only old songs that they played, because, well, they only had 45 minutes, and I guess obviously they were on tour to promote this album. So it was a good show, just kind of short. sleeve for that. Looks like so MCA Records. Yeah, so that was, I guess that tour must have been like 1978 or something. I'm not sure. Aerosmith was probably touring behind the Rocks album, I would think. 79, No Promises, No Debts. I think on this album it's showing 5 members. I think maybe they picked up an extra guitarist or something, maybe a keyboard player. Ilko Gelling. So the main members of the band are George Koymans. He's the guy that was diagnosed with the illness. George Koymans. I think he would be thought of as, you know, sort of the main guy in the band. Barry Hay on vocals, Rinus Gerritsen on bass, and Cesar Zydervik on drums. So those are the main 4 guys. And then an extra guy on here, I think, is Ilko Gelling. But evidently he left between this and that and this album. No Promises, No Debts. I saw him on this tour too. The next year I saw him at Champagne Jam in Atlanta. So once again, they only had about 45 minutes to play, and it was almost the same thing. They played Radar Live and Candy's Going Bad and this album. So this album is really good. I like this one a lot. This has some fantastic songs on it. Like Weekend Love would be like a pop song. Don't Close the Door. It ends with a very cool instrumental song called By Route. So, it's a really good album. And, okay, my lyrics. That's what the band looked like at that point. So, yeah, they were really good at this point. Really good shows. I enjoyed seeing them. That's on Polydor. The last album I got by the band is this one called Long Blonde Animal. 1980 for this one. I didn't see him on this tour. This was called Prisoner of the Nine in Europe, I think. But for some reason they called it Long Blonde Animal here. So, yeah, by this point I think I was losing interest. But I think maybe I was getting more into punk and new wave and stuff. And this Golden Earring's pretty much a rock and roll band. You know, sort of psychedelic there towards the late 60s and 70s, and yeah, cool jamming band live, but yeah, more basically rock and roll. So I sort of shifted my emphasis to what I was listening to. So this was sort of the end of it. But yeah, the record that we're focused on today, my time-tested record, is Golden Earring Live. The only reason I haven't done this as a time-tested record before is because I've showed it in several other videos. I did a video a while back for double live albums from the 1970s. This is one of my favorites. Yeah, so here's what it looks like. One thing I really like about this one is some of the chatter between songs. So it really has a good flow. And you know, he talks about like you know, we're going to slow it down now. We'll do the busy stuff later. And he thanks the people for being there. He makes this weird statement about I want to thank everybody for being here. We thought the balcony was going to be empty, but I guess they had a full house, so it was a really excellent show. This is one of those records that has side 1 back to side 4, side 2 back to side 3. Starts out with Candy's Going Bad. Fantastic song, She Flies on Strange Wings, which is one of their earlier songs. And then Mad Love's Coming, which I think is just, on this live album, is just absolutely awesome. Side 2 is 8 Miles High, 10-minute version of that, and then 12-minute Vanilla Queen, another fantastic side. We're hearing the third side right now. They call it the third heat. So we're hearing Con Man right now. This is where they pick up the pace again. And it closes with Radar Love and Just Like Vince Taylor. So, fantastic rock and roll album. So, I recommend it if you've never listened to it before. So, sad news to hear that they're not going to be playing anymore, I guess. But, yeah. So, that's it. That's my time-tested record for today. Golden Earring Live. So, yeah, let me know what you think about Golden Earring. Fantastic band. Have you ever seen them? Or, you know, they had a couple other hits that came later. Twilight Zone was the biggest hit, I guess, of all. I just wasn't following them at that point. So, yeah. That's it. So, I hope everybody's doing well out there. And let me know what you think. And, yeah, thanks very much for watching. Have a great day.